This has been the Chandler Center for the Arts is a community gathering place. And you can't help but love it, whether it's from the concerts or, coming here for a school event. I think that's really important for our community, and it's contagious. You just want to come back and see more and more of what's happening here.
Just like a positive vibe that draws people to this place, and with Michelle and the staff and what they've done in the past, and the events that they put on, and the quality of the musicians, I'm going to call them, is absolutely been amazing, and the talent has been incredible. So it's just been a great experience for the community. As Terri said, this is a community event. We're a gathering place for people to come and have a good time. Yeah. And we've loved it over the past years.
I think our level of investment, what it means to us is it's not just about the financial contributions, it's about supporting this as an economic engine for our community. And that's really important because, you can have the businesses, you can have the residents, but you also need that arts component and really a place that matters and where different cultures can express themselves. That's our future, and that's what's really important.
Sometimes when you take a look at the value of money or the value of an investment, it's hard to measure, but I know that in our investment in value, it's been more than what we've invested with the quality of entertainment that we've had and the enjoyment. And I don't know how you put a dollar figure on that, but the enjoyment that we have had over the years, probably last 10 years or so that we've been involved, has just been incredible.
Well, it's one thing. We have patrons, we have donors, we have community leaders, but when you get all three in one basket, it's pretty incredible. I've always felt, I've always admired you, Terri, as a woman leader, which is, when I started here, there weren't as many women leaders as there are today,
Mm-hmm.
and I look at women in leadership, and it's always something that's very valuable to me. But your role in the community, and you're not just a woman leader, you're like a monster leader. and that you find time in your commitments to make time for us I can't tell you how much that means to the center, because it leverages your relationships. People see you, and that's a sign of respect, that you care what we do and are involved in what we do, and we appreciate that. And George, we had this opportunity to meet with the Small Business Administration during one of the worst times in our time here, during post-COVID, and we were shuttered for 18 months, and you were our grant administrator for the Small Business Administration, and so getting to work with you and getting to know you independently, that was just a neat opportunity that we got to work together. And our donors, our patrons, our community leaders, this is the hub of Chandler. This is the place where we come to convene and collaborate and be filled with joy. It's a place where we can let go of some of the intensities of our careers, of the world outside, yes, and just be here and be in that creative expression and be fulfilled. So you're both incredibly important to the center.
One of the other things I'd like to add, I talked about this being a community gathering place, but we have a leadership program here in Chandler and through our chamber. And this is an absolute must-stop for every single person who goes through that. We've graduated over 1,200 community leaders that go on to sit on various nonprofit boards and commissions, and we make sure that they know how important this place is in our community, and it's a staple. And because it's not only about the arts and where you can let go, but it's also, these are entrepreneurs here. This is the fabric of our community, and that's really important.
The Texas Tenors has been my favorite, one of my favorites. We've seen them numerous times, and I love listening to them. I go home and start singing their songs. Terri says, what are you doing? It just keeps on going, but I think that's been one of the, and some of the different tributes that they've had to the different artists over the past couple years have been amazing. And so, I don't know, probably 100 plus times that we've been here, they've never had never had a bad opportunity that was not good.
I want to add one of George's, one of the recent ones that was really kind of funny. We always bring one of the volunteers who used to be here for several years, and we always bring her along when we come, Mary Kay. And she was a volunteer at our chamber for many years. She was a volunteer here at the Center for the Arts, and that's how we got to know her. And her husband has since passed, and they'd never had children, so we've adopted her. So we always bring her to the events. Well, we were on our way to one of the performances, and George was in the back seat, and he said, so what are we seeing now? And I said, well, it's Menopause, the musical. And he said, I don't know that band.
Whoops.
I said, and Mary Kay and I looked at each other. I said, oh, you are going to love it.
Oh my gosh. So that was an intriguing performance. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And you were singing the
I was
songs.
singing the song.
That's
But
hilarious.
again, the quality of performance, the quality of the entertainment, it just hits home sometimes. And it's a place where we come and get away from the business and the stress of living and come and having just an hour and a half of, this is great. But that was an entertaining one for me.
That's a good one.
And he was laughing harder than I
Oh
was
my
at some of
God.
them.
Well, he had a lived experience, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her creativity and her leadership and her vision not only internally but externally in the community, she has set us up for growth for the future. I love that we've been able to cultivate, the artist in residence programs, and that not every center director is going to do that. And this community is so blessed to have those talents, and that visionary leadership is pretty incredible. And I'm excited to see what next is coming. I think also how we are starting to outgrow this space. And that's a blessing and a curse, but it's an exciting opportunity for Chandler, and it's because of her leadership that we've been able to really kind of embrace that. And also she includes the community in those aspects on, it's not just Michelle's vision, she wants to know what's best for the community, and that takes a true leader to be able to bring in all of those voices, and she listens, and that's important.
I think, Michelle, you mentioned when you and I first met was back right after COVID, and the venues got shuttered, and how do they perform, and what? And it was sometimes it was rock bottom for a lot of the type venues. But I think, Michelle, with your leadership and your creativity that Terri has mentioned, who came from the bottom, and where we are today, 6 years later, where the center has positioned itself under Michelle's leadership, is just absolutely amazing. I think it's just top of the charts, and it's totally necessary, Terri mentioned, in the communities. We've got economic development, we've got businesses, but we need culture, and we need this entity. And Michelle has brought that up, to the highest level. And so kudos to you, my dear.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride, and so it's been incredible.
I do want to also add, I think one of Michelle's hidden talents that she does so well is she really empowers her team here. And I think it's really important because not every leader does that. And when you work with Michelle, you just want to be around her more, and to be able to, I want to be better. I want to be better at the arts and enjoying that and learning more about that. And that's the power of a great leader. I think my relationship with Michelle has been, number one, I love her honesty. And I know that I can go and talk to her in a safe place, brainstorm ideas. Sometimes they're crazy, But Michelle listens and we laugh about it and we kind of work through some of those types of things I think is important. And that trust, that authentic part of herself has been really, really important. And I admire that in her. And like I said, she makes me want to be better. And we are really going to miss you.
To me, it's been, I think, Michelle's friendship that we've done over the years, and it just, again, is comfortable. I don't know if you can put a value on friendship as we do, but it's just true, honest friendship, and you just feel comfortable knowing that if Michelle's here, this is going to be a great evening, and that we've come to know. But I think friendship is very important.
Chandler Center for the Arts is that gathering place for the community. And as we continue to grow, that is an essential part. You know, we've really, when you take a look at the quality of entertainment and things that are coming here, it's really, really important. And that's what's helping to put Chandler on the map. This is an economic engine here. The arts are an economic engine, and it's not just, yes, tourism is important, economic development is important. This is a part of that ecosystem as we continue to grow here in Chandler, or as we reach build out. That's why people want to be here. People want to live and work and really experience the arts.
Yeah, you have to have that component as the city grows and the population grows, and 285,000 or plus people, and the nature and makeup of the people that are coming in, they need this culture, they need this organization, and they need the arts. And the arts is very strong with economic growth. As Terri mentioned, it's an economic engine, the Center for the Arts, under Michelle's leadership. It's just been phenomenal.
She is a true gem. She is authentic. She is a true leader, and I have admired her leadership from internally and externally. And I think it's even from how she energizes and motivates the board of directors. People want to be around her. She is a center of influence, and I truly value that. And she's as authentic as they come, and I love that about her.
I could not have said anything better than that. It's amazing.
Thank you. Well, I am always inspired by leaders. It's particularly, the arts are my passion, but leadership is my love. And so the way in which you have led our city, I mean, there is not one thing that Terri doesn't involve herself with in an empowered way that is forwarding the future of this city, and this city is so fortunate to have your leadership. Well, I've mentioned about the Small Business Administration relationship. That really represented the largest influx of money, not only in the center's history, but in the industry's history. And it made an awful time fruitful, and we were able to keep investing in artists during that time. We were able to develop things like the Artists in Residence program came during that time because we were able to slow down enough to actually reinvent and come up with some new projects. So that was incredibly valuable in terms of our history and the opportunities that came out of it. And when I think of the relationship with the Chamber and the relationship with Terri specifically, we in the arts do understand that we are an economic engine, but what Terri brings a understanding. I think some of it comes from, being from Michigan. I'm just going to say, there's a strong arts culture in Michigan, and you come from there, and it's something that you just get it. It's not something I feel like I have to convince our chamber president that the arts matter or that they have economic impact, and that isn't the case in a lot of cities. There are a lot of people who don't see the value of it in that way, and so I also look at you as like a coach, someone who there's a like cone of silence. We can talk freely. And being in an executive role, it sometimes can be a little lonely.
Yeah.
And so when you go and we get just the time that you give me is so meaningful. And you always know everything that's going on, which always helps me navigate our challenges. And you coach me and like, hey, you should be aware of this, and maybe you want to do that. And you're just so gentle with it. So it's, women lifting other women is never to be underestimated. And I appreciate you.
Well, same here. You know that.